You've spent your entire career speaking out against racism, and now you're being punished for your views? That hardly seems fair. What happened? You said that we should condemn all acts of man's inhumanity to man, irrespective of race. I think that's praiseworthy. What are people upset about? You were trying to explain that white against white prejudice is different from white against black prejudice. I'm a little confused. Doesn't that contradict your first point, that inhumanity transcends race? Not at all. Because racial prejudice makes inhumanity worse. I suppose you could make that argument, but that still doesn't explain why people are angry with you. You don't understand it either? Especially since you apologized? Wait a second. If you didn't do anything wrong, why do you need to apologize? Because that's the quickest way to get people to forgive you and forget what you said? Really? Aren't the headlines filled with stories of people being continuously shamed even after they apologize for racist remarks? Oh, that's different. Why? Because some kinds of racism are different from other kinds of racism, just as some races are different from other races. I think now maybe we're getting somewhere. What's that? You didn't mean to be racist. You were just making an obvious distinction between blacks and Jews. Oh, you mean that blacks have been enslaved by whites for 5 centuries, while Jews have been persecuted by non-Jews for 35 centuries? No, not that distinction? Then you mean because the many countries with majority black populations are fully accepted by the international community, while the only country of Jews is perpetually attacked politically and militarily? No, not that one either? Oh, so you must mean that leaders immediately condemn violence against blacks as hate crimes, but try to spin attacks on Jews as something other than anti-Semitism. No, that's still not it. Excuse me? I should stop implying you're insensitive to anti-Semitism, since you identify as a Jew. You identify as a Jew because you took a Jewish last name? Didn't you do that because your mother told you it would help you get more acting jobs in Hollywood? Maybe. Oh, but you also wanted to identify with an oppressed people, even if they're not a race. Oh, right, you apologize for that. Wait a second. Isn't assuming the identity of a different people cultural appropriation? Not in this case. Why not? Because they're not really a race? I think perhaps we need to go back to the beginning and start this conversation all over again.